Hey everybody, what's up? It's Quincy, and I'm finally back making new tutorials. I have a minute or two of talking to do, but I'll play this just so you hear what we'll be making. It's a bass, but on this part of the tutorial, I'll be going over the technique itself. But this is what we'll be making. I just added this drum and stuff just for fun. Okay, so that's what we'll be making. I will be going over in probably another tutorial exactly how I did all the effects and stuff, and maybe even the drums, which are synthesized. Well, these ones are not the Vengeance ones, of course. But I want to talk to you guys a minute. Thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed. I've gotten a lot of subscribers lately. I've gotten a lot bigger than I ever thought I would. I'm starting to get a lot more SoundCloud followers too, and Facebook likes. That's awesome. And I do apologize for being such a long time since I've made any videos or songs or anything. I really am trying. I just haven't had that much time on my hands. I've been having like really bad writer's block and just a bad mix of everything. But I will be making new tutorials and music. I have good news and bad news. The good news is I'm back. I'll be making videos about once a week from now on. I got a better mic, and I've kind of worked out some of the technical difficulties with recording my screen and stuff, and hopefully my voice sounds fine. The bad news is I've had to take down a lot of my FLPs. The cost of keeping them up there was starting to get a little high to pay every month, even though they were getting a lot of downloads. And then another part of it is just that I don't really want to share my FLPs anymore. I don't mind sharing my knowledge on things or sharing maybe a preset here and there and free songs even, but when it comes to FLPs and project files, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't want to share that stuff anymore just because I'm trying to be a little more serious about the producing, and it's kind of hard. You don't see people like Space Laces putting up their FLPs for a free download, and of course I'm not as good as him, but I just kind of want to not share those anymore, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully this sounds good. And yeah, so in this part of the tutorial I'll be going over how to take massive oscillators, or really an oscillator from any synth, and then bring that into Harmor to use it in a Harmor. This bass here originally was the AI on the regular AI on Massive, and then I've put it inside of Harmor so that I can use it in Harmor and, modulate it, because a lot of people like the way Harmor works. A lot of people like the way it resamples and the way that native FL Studio synths work. And so I'll just be talking about how to take that and put it into Harmor. I learned how to do this a couple months ago on the Image Line forums, and I've really been using it a lot, especially on basses. It can get some really cool stuff. So I'll just be starting from scratch over here. Don't feel like making a new project, but let's open up the Massive first. So just create a new Massive, and I always hit the new thing when it comes up. Sorry, it's taking such a long time to load. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash. Okay, so then I hit new, and you create a new Massive. I've had to turn the latency way up. Also, I have a kind of a new format for my videos. I'm trying to do more of a seamless-y thing, since whether or not you like his music or anything, he does really have the whole tutorial thing down, and he has a very good system, and so I'm going to try to be a little more systematic and play the sounds before and keep the videos under 10 minutes, which hopefully this one will be, because people don't have half an hour to be watching videos, which a lot of my older ones are. So open up your AI, or you can use anything. I was going to do Modern Talking, but I mean, it's kind of hard to take Modern Talking seriously. So here's our Massive. Shit, sorry. Okay, so let's pitch this down. Actually, I don't even like pitching down. I prefer doing it right inside of the piano roll. So you're going to want to find the lowest note you can, and preferably a C, because once you resample this, if it's in C, that means it's a lot easier to put it in the key of your track once you resample it. So find the lowest C that you'll probably be using, which in this case for me is C2, and kind of make an unnecessarily long project, length bar. I'm making an 8-bar thing, note, right on the lowest C that I'll probably be playing, which is that. So now you're going to want to take that and just put it in the playlist, and let me just loop that. Okay, so now that's what we have. Now what we're going to do is go back into the Massive and we're going to want to move the WT position because that's what we'll be modulating. Usually that's the main thing I'll modulate, because if you have too many things modulating, it can just get confusing and warped up, and I just want to keep this simple, but you can modulate whatever you want when you want to bring this back into the Harmor. So now that we have that, we can go to Tools, Last Tweaked, and Create Automation Clip. And now let's just, I won't play the whole thing because it'll take too long, but now this is modulating the the wavetable position, and this is what we get. And then at the end it sounds like that. So now we're going to open our Edison. Oh, okay, so now we open our Edison, and let me just delete what I have here. Okay, so now I have it on play, on record. I don't know how good this is going to sound because I have the latency way up, but just record this. Record your 8-bar sample, or however many bars you want. Okay, so now we have that done. I'm going to trim this. I forgot the hotkey or... Okay, the shortcut. So now that we have that, we can load this into our Harmor. So, oops, crap. Let me get that back on 140. Sorry about that. Okay. So, now we can open our new Harmor. And I'll do that right now. Okay, so now we have our Harmor. And we're going to want to open either the default preset, which is default in this synth, but one thing I like to do is I like to go to the template and the resynthesis. The resynthesis preset that comes with Harmor. Then what you're going to want to do is take your Edison and take this little drag copy thing here. Just click on it and drag into the IMG or image section of Harmor. Now that's what we have. If you want to do it for the B part too, you can, but for this particular synth, it's kind of mono-ish, so there's not really a mid-side, so we can just turn off the B, because the B in this preset is usually the side, but right now we just have the mid pretty much. So now we have this. And now we can play with this inside of here, but first you're going to want to do a few things. You're going to want to turn precision up to perfect, and what really matters is turning this image resynthesis up to high precision. If there's a comment on this video that says my sound sounds different, it's probably because you didn't turn the high precision on. This is really key, because I'll show you in a second. Now what we want to do is we can just play this as it is. But chances are we don't want to just play that boring 8-bar sample. So what we're going to do is take the speed and we're just going to drag that down to 0%. So now it's not moving at all. But now what we can do, and this is kind of the interesting part, is you can take this time knob here and use the time knob as you would use the WT position. And so you can do stuff like this. Oh wait, I'm going to turn the mix and the scale down too. So that's really laggy right now, and I wish it sounded better, but let me just play something. I'm like addicted to playing stuff in F. I don't know why, but I've been doing just almost everything in the key of F. So now we can open just that. I'll loop it, and now we can use the time knob as we would use the wavetable position in Massive. Oh crap! I really hope this doesn't lag too much. So if you hear that, let me try turning. I hope this doesn't crash my PC. Okay. That didn't help at all. Okay, but that's what we have now, is we can use the time position to modulate it. It sounded almost perfect on mine, on my bass that I did back here, as you can hear. But then here, I don't know why it's probably because it's not going through any of the effects. But that's pretty much what we're doing. We just take that, we drag it into this new Harmor, and now we can use the time knob to control it. You might also want to turn the mix and the scale down. That could help give you some performance, but right now I don't really want to be doing that. So now that we have this inside of Harmor, let's say you're tired of using all of the distortions in Massive, because I might make a video about Massive. I think I don't really like using Massive anymore because the way I see it, there's nothing with Massive that you can do now that hasn't already been done. People kind of think like there must be some magic arrangement or assortment of wavetables in Massive that hasn't been heard before, but the truth is pretty much all of that's been done before, and probably almost any effects chain has already been done before, and I think it's getting really hard to make original stuff when it comes to bass music, but doing stuff like this can really help get more original sounds than just trying a different wavetable in Massive and hoping it sounds original, because every wavetable in Massive, I can assure you, has been used in a song, and it's so, I don't know, it's just better, I guess, to do this. And then the plus side of this is now you can use the pitching, the slide notes that FL Studio has to offer. That sounds kind of cool. And now you can use Harmors. Oh, crap. Now you can use Harmors like, you can use its filters and everything, and there's all that cool stuff in Harmor. What I did for the other bass, I'm pretty sure, I usually use just a little bit of chorus. I mean, I might even randomize the chorus stuff. Chorus doesn't matter too much. I usually use log or soft saturation or something. I turn the amount down, the wetness up. Hope that wasn't too loud for you. I have a little too much chorus on. And then, of course, you can do all the cool stuff like Seamless does, like use this Unison and Prism, which is really cool. Again, if you want to use Prism, you're probably going to want to go into the harmonic Prism and just move that up so it doesn't mess with your fundamental frequencies. So now, in Harmor, we have the wavetables that Massive is known for. That's probably, for me, the best thing about Massive is it already has those cool wavetables loaded, like Modern Talking on Bend Plus Minus. I used to use that all the time. There's all those cool wavetables in Massive, but then I feel like Massive is limited in a lot of other things. But when you can take those cool wavetables and then put that in not just one snapshot of the wavetable, but the entire wavetable, and then put that in a synth like Harmor, that can give you a lot more possibilities as far as resampling goes and making new and unique sounds. And so now, again, we can use this time knob. Again, sorry how choppy that is. Usually it sounds better, but let me see. We could go to... you could turn the speed on if you wanted. And of course you can just do now whatever you want inside the Harmor, but that's pretty much what I'm trying to get across just in this part of the tutorial, is that I took just one wavetable with no effects from Massive and got that straight into the Harmor, and now you can use that inside the Harmor, maybe resample it if you want, and now we have this. And then in another part of the tutorial, I'll probably make 2 videos. I'll be talking about the effects I did just to kind of make that Skrillexy kind of bass. I guess I was kind of going for this part kind of like a Space Lacy bass. I know I've heard one like it in a song by Barely Alive before. By the way, check out their new EP that's coming out soon, Lost in the Internet. Looks awesome, so definitely buy that. They're good friends of mine. And then this part I kind of modeled it, I guess. I tried to model it after this one song Mr. Vandal posted like a year ago. It was called Wizard Business. It's a pretty cool song. Again, sorry about the lagginess. Let me play this just without the drums and stuff. By the way, I synthesized those drums, like 90% of the drum, and then the other stuff I didn't, but drum synthesis is definitely something cool to check out. But pretty much in the next tutorial, I'll just be talking about taking this bass and adding these effects to it. If you want to just check here quickly what effects, I have some filter stuff going on. I have a lot of EQ modulation and just... I don't think I have any pitch. I have like a high pass or something, but I just have pretty much EQ modulation and distortion on it. It's actually a pretty cool bass. Usually I'm not too proud of the basses I make, but this one's definitely kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got some, even without the lagging, it's got some like a clippiness, too much distortion kind of thing, so I definitely need to cut 1 or 2 frequencies that I haven't been able to pinpoint yet, but it's definitely a pretty cool bass. Also, no vocodecs. There's no vocoding going on at all in this bass. It might sound like it, but I can guarantee you there's no vocoding. I don't use vocoding on my basses, which I might explain in another video. A lot of people think vocoding is the key to getting Skrillex basses or Space Laces basses, and I'm not any master of music, but I can assure you from my point of view that vocoding is not the key to getting those kinds of basses, if you think that's how it is. There's many ways to get those kind of basses, but from my point of view, if you ask me how I would make a Skrillex bass or a Space Laces bass, vocoding would be probably one of the last things I talk about because it's just not essential to those sounds, and vocoding just adds a lot of bad architects. Fuck, I forgot the word, but it adds a lot of bad things to it and just makes the sound, I don't know. But I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, if you have any questions on this, let me know. I probably shouldn't need to give out any preset. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Just modulate over quite a period of time anything you want in Massive or any other synth, and then just load that into the image section and use the time. Make sure you turn the speed to 0, and then you can use the time knob to mess with this and make wobbles or, crap, I keep doing that, or whatever you want, and you can get some pretty cool sounds out of that. That's a pretty cool bass right there. Just doesn't have any effects on it. But I hope I kept this tutorial fairly straightforward and short enough. I went 6 minutes over what I said I was going to go over, but thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Again, I'm sorry about taking all those FLPs down, but I will have some more presets up soon. If you check out those older videos, I might need to put up a note that the FLPs and presets aren't there anymore. But thank you guys for the support and everything. I've been trying to get back on track with the tutorials, and I finally am. So expect the part 2 to this sometime in the next week. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks.